Hey guys, Ben here with Bright Reach Sales, and today I want to talk to you about 3 questions you need to ask yourself before implementing an outbound strategy. Now, I think when a lot of people think of outbound, their mind pretty quickly goes to, am I going to send cold emails? Am I going to do cold calls? How am I going to build my list? And these are important questions, but really, we need to answer these three and have a compelling response for each so that the rest of our strategy can follow it. The first is that classic question: who am I trying to reach? Who's my ideal client? Am I looking to work with accidental landlords who are more short-term investors that maybe they used to live in the property and they're either going to move back in or they're going to sell it in a couple years? That person's very different from an intentional investor who is out looking to grow a real estate portfolio and they view it as part of their long-term wealth accumulation strategy. Even within those two groups, there's all sorts of nuance. Intentional investors who have 3 to 5 properties, 10 or more properties. There's nuance that you want to be aware of. And I think the more targeted that you can be in the type of person that you're looking to work with, the more compelling you're going to be able to make your messaging. So that's the first question: is who am I trying to reach? Again, I recommend you be specific rather than just say, I want to work with anyone that has a rental property. That's a pretty broad group. The second question is, what are the challenges that this person that I've just identified most likely faces? If somebody just has one rental property and they're planning to move back into the house, the worries, the anxiety, the concerns that person is going to have are going to be very different than an investor. And so you need to be able to identify what are the things that person is up against. There's going to be some commonality, right? Lack of time. Maybe they have a full-time job in addition to managing this real estate. That's a lot, especially if something goes wrong and you have to deal with it. Leasing properties, finding good quality tenants, right? There's overlap there. But I think you need to be really clear on what are the problems that you're solving so that you can provide a compelling value proposition to that prospect. And that's the third question. How are you uniquely positioned to help this person? You manage properties in the market that their asset is in. You have dealt with probably just about anything you could think of, right? Tenants who trash houses or they try to commit fraud in the application process. These are things that your ideal client is up against and you're uniquely positioned to address because this is what you do day in and day out. So get really clear on the answer to these 3 questions. Who is my ideal client? Who am I looking to work with? What are the challenges that they're facing? I'm putting myself in their shoes. What are they up against? And how is my company uniquely positioned to address these challenges and ultimately provide value? Once you have the answer to those 3 things, you're ready to get into things like email scripts, cold call scripts, building your list of people. But until you do, it's going to be really hard to narrow your strategy enough to be successful long term.